Oh, we're live.
Okay, we are live.
We're live,
Well,
live.
a little. Well, we're like pre-live because as we discussed before the show, I invited Mr. Walking00Dead to be on the podcast here, but for some reason
Yo.
Skype wasn't working, so we said, "What the hell? We'll figure it out." Right?
So we had to Google it.
We had to Google Hangout it, but anyway. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MerlinCast. We're going to do a rare video one, and I have, as I said before, my guest for this week, Mr. Walking00Dead. How you doing?
I'm good. How's everyone out there?
I think they're doing good. They're probably feeling magical, just like me. How you been doing, man?
Oh, working just non-stop all the time. That's why we never get to
Dude.
do these things anymore, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'll be honest, and I feel like I've had that conversation with everybody I've had on here so far. It's like, you know, back I kind of missed those days. We had so much. I guess we must have had a lot more free time, and we were able to get like
Fuck, we were doing
five,
calls
six,
like
seven people. Like what? One,
two,
two
three
times a week?
Yeah, easy. Yeah. I miss those days. Good days. Green Clan days.
Green Clan days. Oh man, but I'm still. This was, and I'm going to tell you this because you're like, you're kind of the holder of the Phantom Group keys, so to speak. Like I wanted to let you know here. This was partially due to my frustration of us like the last year trying to do calls and not doing so. I'm like, you know what?
Right.
We're just gonna invite you guys one at a time. Maybe I'll be able to nab you.
Yeah, I know. It's just getting us all together at the same time. It's like a right pain in the ass. I mean, I haven't heard from Zorro in like a year. I'm like,
well, hopefully I'll have him.
Where are you, Zorro?
Zorro's he's still doing One Piece stuff, I think.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is I can't watch Zorro videos anymore because I fucking hate One Piece.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man.
Come on, Zorro, if you hear me, make some fucking more parody shit. Get on some reviews.
Yeah, no. His skits and other reviews were good, but yeah, he just does One Piece stuff, and I'm behind, so I'm kind of with you, man. I'm way behind on One Piece, but I don't have time to watch that anymore. Barely time to watch anything.
Nah, got Skype here, and that was it. I was out.
Wow. That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, shit. No, I mean, I gave the series 2 attempts, and as much as it fucking angers people like Smoke Raider and George Shea when I say this, Alabasta put me to sleep, and so did Skype here.
Well, I mean, I don't have the vitriol that you have for One Piece because you've expressed your disdain for it on numerous occasions, but I like it. I just think that I think it's too long. I think One Piece has. Where there's world building and then there's just like I think they're so off the rails for the main plot sometimes, but it's a lot. If you love it, that's great. But anyway, we're not here to bash on One Piece, Dad. You're my guest. I gotta ask you some. You already get me off topic with this. Okay.
Oh no, damn it.
No, okay. No, it's whatever. No, actually, we're gonna start off for some people that may not know. Dead and I have known each other for a while, but your name is Walking00Dead. I think we can guess why, but what's the story with that name? What's the origin of that?
Unfortunately, I really don't have a cool origin story for my name. It literally was I came up with a really random name because I wanted something to do with Walking Dead, and you know how people have got basically every Walking Dead name you could ever think of probably on YouTube. And originally, I never really planned to do videos with it. And when I started to do videos, it was kind of like, well, I'm just going to use that name. And it's now I've kind of created the brand, so I can't really get rid of it.
No, well,
you know what I mean?
Okay. Was the 00 maybe a hint to the British origins? 007, maybe 00Dead.
Yeah. That was a little bit of Britishness in it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. That's what I thought. Cool. That's the end of that question.
Okay.
All right.
Secondly, I don't have a cool story.
No, it's fine. I knew you didn't. I know the story, but I got to go through my process here. My process. All right. Well, this is the more interesting part, man. I feel like we're all kind of like in weird phases with our channels these days. Your channel right now, what's it been about? What's it about now? And what projects, if any, do you have coming out? I know you put out a couple of videos recently.
Yeah. Wow. So this is probably one where I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to say about. So I don't know if you remember when I like hit 10,000 subs and then I got like trolled for like Walking Dead videos and my channel got like blocked and deleted and all that sort of shit. It took me like 3 months to get it back. And ever since it's been back, it's been in the shits.
So, why is that?
Like, I don't know. Like, I was going from getting like raising up really quickly. The channel got took down. It came back, and it's taken me like a year to get 300 subs. And I was like, wow. And my views have just gone. So what I've decided to do, I've like been secretly over the last year, I've been
Okay.
creating a new channel and no one knows about it yet. Well, I've released like about 10 videos on it, but I've not officially launched it. And my goal is to do 100 exclusive videos for it. And I'm still going to launch it in April. So yeah, I've got like a billion ideas. So
Ooh.
it's kind of like it's called Walking00Dead Z. I'm a Dragon Ball fan, so I had to slap a Z
What?
in there.
No way.
Yeah, you know what I
No,
mean?
dude, no, this
Yeah,
this is really exciting stuff. So wait, are you telling me that you're giving me the sneak peek exclusive for your new channel on here?
yeah. I've not really promoted it at all. I've told a couple of my like subscribers that are always watching my stuff, going, "Oh, by the way, I've got this new channel. It's got a couple of videos up, but it's not like officially launched yet." But
So,
yeah,
well, I mean, I know you want to keep it mostly secret, but you got to tell me what's the inspiration for the new direction? What? I mean, is it like a lot of random stuff, or is it very focused?
um, well, obviously because I just feel like my main channel's sort of like stumped at the moment. Like I can't really seem to get out of this rut it's been in. So I kind of like feel like I'm making sort of like the best videos I've ever made, and I'm not really releasing them. So, and I've basically I've spread out like I kind of feel like I've put too much stuff on this channel. So my whole idea is I'm going to split up my content into two. And like
Okay.
so this the main channel that I've always had, that's going to stay like Walking Dead reaction videos and like my anime and manga unboxings and live stream stuff. That's going to stay there. And then on my Z channel, it's going to be like limited edition anime and like game box set stuff, like reviews. And then I'm going to do I'm going to start getting to loads of Let's Plays, but I want to do like old school classic, like PlayStation 1 stuff, PlayStation 2 games. I want to do like lore videos on like Resident Evil characters and Metal Gear Solid characters, because that's like one of my massive passions in video games. And
It is.
I also want to do like retrospectives on games. So like I don't really want to call it a review because like I don't know, I don't like reviewing things, but I want to kind of like make like a little video that's like a little love letter to certain games. And I'm probably going to do that with some animes as well. And I've got another segment in my mind which is going to be like I grew up with. So it's going to be like I grew up with the PlayStation 1, I grew up with Pokemon. It's going to be all like really nostalgic old school kind of stuff. So I've just had like tons of ideas in my head, and I just want to go that's what I'm going to do with it.
Dad, that's really exciting. You know what's really weird about that? And I mean, you sound like you've gotten a lot further along with it than I have, but the weird thing is I've kind of been wanting to do something similar with my channel.
Yeah.
Like do a lot of like retrospectives on like old movies and shows. I think I mentioned that. Like I want to do kind of the similar stuff. So that's interesting, dude. No, that sounds really cool. I know you like you're really into Metal Gear and all the classic gaming. I'd like to see that because yeah, that definitely do. That's really cool. So you feel like it's going to be some of your best stuff that you're proud of.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing is obviously it's going to have obviously Walking Dead in the name. So like where I've got the TV stuff on the main channel, I'm going to do like exclusive comic book stuff. So it's like I've done 2 of them so far, but it's going to be I'm going to sort of like live reaction review, like live reading, should we say, of like each monthly comic book when it comes out, because obviously I've been I've been reading the comic for like over a decade, so I thought I'd never really do anything to do with the comic book, so I might as well start doing something cool on that channel. So yeah, they're going to be the 3 main sort of things on the new channel basically.
Wow, dude, where do you find the time to make all these videos?
Well, that's the thing, because I've been doing it since last April. So my whole thing is I'm going to do it for 1 whole year and not really release any of it. So I've got like a year's worth of like content saved. So then when I release it, I've got basically a year to create whatever I want. Do you get what I mean?
Awesome. Then
so
you're not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to have loads of content that I can pump out while making stuff. So it's going to keep me ahead of the curve, if you get what I mean.
I got you.
That was the idea. So it's been
smart,
like, yes, it's been like a real pain thinking, oh, I really want to release this. It's such a cool video, but no, I've got to wait months until I can actually bring them out. But yeah.
Why April? Was that just when you started doing these?
Yeah, I started. I come up with the idea in April, so I thought I'm going to do an entire year all the way around to April again, and that's when I'm going to start going. Hey, I've got a new channel.
That's awesome. Well,
and I'm going to have loads of videos to come out.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I'm definitely going to check that out, and I'm going to promote that on here. That's really cool, man. That's really cool. You surprised me. I thought you were going to be like, man, I'm not doing too much. I'm just watching Walking Dead. You surprised me, man. You surprised me. Okay.
Well, yeah, well, I love like being creative. If you ever see my intros and shit, they're like geeky and fucking creative and whatever. So I just want to sort of like pour all my passion into something new where I can kind of grow it. Whereas
No.
the mother channel's kind of like stalling. So I thought, fuck it, it keeps my passion alive.
No, that's cool, man. That you do what you got to do. Yeah, man. Well,
and it's kind of cool. I think it's a bit of a challenge because I'm starting from scratch again.
It's kind of like you're starting over again and kind of trying to reach the goal again or get past it. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good plan, dude. I'm down for that. Well, honestly, those were like the pre-planned questions. So this is where, I mean, you told me before recording that you had some notes for possible discussions that you might want to talk about. So is there anything you'd like to talk about that maybe we have or haven't talked about before? Because it's been a while, man. It's been a while.
It has been a long time. Well, I just scratched down stuff like TV series I've been watching because we movies because we're both like into the same sort of stuff. And I did put anime, but the only thing I'm actually watching is Dragon Ball Super. But I know you sort of stopped watching it.
Dude, I will be honest. I think that's part of my problem for my channel is that as far as like new anime goes, I haven't been able to keep up with it. And I also haven't had as much of an interest. So I mean, I understand. I when it comes to current anime, I'm kind of out of the loop. I was watching Super, but Super kind of like
where did you stop watching?
I stopped watching kind of like I didn't really completely stop watching. I just sort of like tune into episodes here and there, and I keep up with what's going on. Like it's not like I don't know what's going on, but I watched most of this new tournament, but I just and maybe you could talk to me a bit about this, but I kind of felt like the stakes just aren't there. Like I feel like they did the tournament arc, which was kind of fun earlier, and then they had the arc with Trunks again, which I thought was actually kind of interesting. And then they went back and did another tournament. They tried to have more stakes, but all the fights are too quick. There's so many characters I don't find that interesting, and I just don't feel like they're selling. There's that much sense of anything to worry about. Yeah, I don't know, and I found that frustrating personally.
I'd agree. I totally agree. But where they are now, we're down to 2 universes. We've got 2 fucking like gods of destructions, and we've got like 4 characters, and we're like, oh, and we've got like 4 episodes left or 5 episodes left before it ends. It goes on that break apparently or hiatus. So it's kind of
it's not ending completely though.
To be honest, I'm not too sure. Like I don't know whether this is going to be like a hiatus and they're going to put all their animators into the movie and then it's going to come back maybe next year. Because to be fair, they've got to beat Topo, who's just become a fucking god of destruction, and he's like kicking Golden Frieza's ass, and he's about to fight Vegeta again. And then you've got Jiren, who's unstoppable, and it's kind of like, well, how the fuck are you getting past these 2 guys? So it's going to have to end on a bit of a cliffhanger. It looks like I can't see, unless it's going to be a draw. I don't know.
That'd be an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to end, but. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I mean, I know like Z hates it, and I don't know. I'm not like looking into it too much. Going, the power levels don't make sense. Well, this person's too powerful. I'm going proper old school, just looking forward to it every week, like I used to like run home and watch it on Toonami.
All right,
turning the brain off.
To be honest, you're probably looking at it the right way. I mean, I think that a lot of people got invested. I know a lot of people like it. It's just that for me, I just found that the pacing for a lot of it was a bit of an issue. Like I thought either it was too rushed or not much time developed to certain things. And like I said, they just did another tournament arc, another tournament. I found that so boring, honestly. I know, but that's the thing though.
Look, I mean, I get you what you mean. I get you what you mean.
No, don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm probably going to go back and watch it at some point. I'm going to, but I haven't really had the desire to watch it week to week. Like I don't find there to be that many surprises, but I can see you enjoy it. I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah, man, I'm loving it. I mean, have you like? I'm taking it you've seen all the Ultra Instinct fights and like Califra. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce it. The fusion of the fucking 2. There we go. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm enjoying it, man. I've loved it. Well, it was ropey at the beginning. I mean, the animation was.
Yeah. And redoing the whole arcs from the movies again was a bit of a weird choice.
Well, they didn't do the freezer one in the manga. Like I got like the 2 volumes of the manga now, and I'm like, holy shit! Like it moves like a fucking rocket, like super quick. I'm like, in fucking hell. Like they in the first volume of the manga, which I got, they do the Battle of the Gods movie, and they get onto the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament. I'm like, how the fuck have you done that in like just
volumes?
1 volume? In 1 volume.
1 volume.
Yeah, they don't have finished it, but they've pretty much started it, and I was like, holy shit, that's really fast.
There's fast paced, and then there's neck break pace, and that's what that is. Oh, well, all right, well, okay, that's cool. What other stuff you've been watching, man? Anything I might like, may have seen or not seen?
But that's the only anime I've been watching. Like I've been sort of like buying up really cool series for like rainy days. Like I've got Parasite. I've recently just got that, but I haven't watched it. I've got My Hero Academia, Assassination Classroom, Blockade Battlefront.
Battlefront. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, bit of a tongue twister. Shit. Well, yeah. So I've got a couple of things that I'm sort of like, if I'm like really bored and I'm like, oh fuck it, I need to watch an anime. Like I've got a couple of like really good little gems that I know are going to be cool. But yeah, like I'm only on Dragon Ball at the moment. TV series wise, I was going to say, have you checked out Black Mirror? Because it's fucking awesome, and I do love it.
All right. This is the thing, and I'm going to tell you this. Okay, and I'm not pointing fingers here, even though I'm literally pointing fingers. Okay, I discovered Black Mirror like I think about a year. So I think Zoro told me about it actually. He was like, Merlin, you got to watch Black Mirror. It's so good. And so I watched like the first 2 episodes of the first season, and but that is honestly, I'm glad you're talking to me about this. I think Black Mirror is honestly some of the best written sci-fi television I have ever seen. Like the writing, the acting, the music, the cinematography, the thematic, like it's so well done. And the thing that I really like in addition to that, man, is it's always really dark, disturbing stuff, and you feel unsettled watching it. Like it makes you think, but it's creepy. It's scary stuff, and I haven't watched that much of it, but.
What have you only done those first 2 episodes? Or were you a few seasons in?
And I watched also the first. I also watched the one with about the social media ranking one. I thought that one was pretty good.
Oh, Nosedive. Yeah, I love Nosedive. That was good. The swipe one, right?
That seemed swipe one. That was really. I thought that was really telling. But the one I saw recently was because of an advertisement. Can you guess what it was? What got my interest?
I'm gonna guess it's the sort of like Star Trek-y space one, right?
Yes. I watched the first episode. I actually watched it last night. I got my buddy over, and I was like, "See, the girlfriend, she's like, it's too disturbing." So she's like, "I can't watch it." So I'm like, "I understand. I understand it. It's heavy stuff." A lot of people are like that, but I'm like, but I saw the trailer for it, and I'm like, it is literally like recreating an old like original series Shatner-esque Star Trek episode.
Yeah, it was.
And I was watching it at the first couple minutes. I was like, "That's really cool. That's like a galaxy quest. That's really awesome."
Like see, I would say the thing I really really like about it is when the story sort of like unraveling. I can't really spoil anything because there's some episodes obviously you've not seen which will really would make my point a bit more. Is that the character you're following in the story, it's kind of like should I feel bad for this person? Am I on this person's side? And then you get this like crazy fucking plot twist towards the end where you're kind of like, oh shit, I don't know how I feel. Like, was that person a complete twat, or am I meant to feel sympathetic for this person? It's like,
no, you're absolutely right. I really completely agree with you. They really showed these people are people, and they are not simple one-dimensional people. You like things about them and not, and especially with the Star Trek one. The way they start that episode out, I thought they were going to go down the route of a commentary about the gaming and getting too lost in it, like a sad, lonely guy, right? And I'm like, okay, this is going to be really depressing. I got to feel bad for this guy. And then you start watching, like, you want to feel bad, but he's doing some really messed up stuff.
He is. See, they also do that thing I really love in sci-fi is that whole like androids, copies of people. Is what is being human? What's the human soul? That sort of shit. When he copies these people, are they really those people, or are they just they're copies, right? But so it's kind of like so at the end, spoilers, the dude dies, right? So you kind of think to yourself, well, these computer programmers have killed a real person, and they've got another real person to help kill this person. So are we feeling bad for the guy that's died, or are we feeling bad for these computer copies?
Yeah, no, I honestly think you could say you could feel bad for both of them. In that
Yeah.
episode, they kind of sold it like they were sort of sentient beings, like they were. But I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you could make the argument, and I think there was even a line. The one guy's like, "Well, you could go down the philosophical argument about sentient life forms and
Mhm.
that are artificial." I'm like, you're right. As far as that character, I was sometimes the episodes I've noticed end on like a slightly hopeful note. And
Mhm.
that one I guess it sort of did, but I was wondering, could this guy be redeemed? Because there's that one point where the guy's like, you know what? I understand why you did this. Maybe I should
Yeah.
have treated you better. Like, and
Uh-huh.
maybe in that moment, maybe that's all he needed to hear, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter because he was too far gone and died anyway.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. Oh shit, it's a shame that you haven't watched some of the other episodes because there's so many I want to bring up and go. Fuck, did you see this one? It's amazing. So have you only seen like
Well,
3 or 4? I take it, or
I think I have seen 4 actually from like
okay.
a bunch of different seasons. Yeah, but I've
Oh
got
right.
enough of a sense of it to know like generally what the show's like. And it's you
Yeah, yeah.
watch one, you're good for a while. You don't want to marathon it, I don't think. It's like,
Oh no,
ooh,
I marathoned
you
it.
got a marathon?
Yeah, well,
Oh
no,
God.
well, I did it over like I kind of did like a season and then maybe a week, and then a season, and then a week later I did another season sort of thing. If you get what I mean? Because they're only
Gotcha.
some of them are like 4 episodes long, aren't they? 5, 6, depends.
They're short seasons, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but they're an hour long each, and they're fucking incredible. Like,
Yeah, no,
I think
honestly,
it's one of the best TV series that's been made in like a decade. I reckon.
I think it's really good, but yeah, I feel like everybody I know that watches it always says it's really good. But do you think that many people are actually watching it though? Is it too cerebral, you think?
It has a lot of deep themes, and I think like maybe a lot of that goes over the top of a lot of people's heads. Like maybe they don't truly appreciate it in a sense, but they they understand it. Oh man, this is really cool. But are they getting like the meta stuff, deep in the layers, sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of social commentary, a lot of stuff about technology. It's real, but I think it's made in the fashion of like, your Twilight Zones, your Outer Limits,
Yeah,
your X
yeah.
Files, but
Oh, that's
but
why I love
just
it.
really but just really,
A
really
modern
dark.
version. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very modern. But yeah, dude, I've seen some Black Mirror. That's awesome. Great, great show from what I've seen. Absolutely.
Apparently, there's another one with Bryan Cranston in it, which is meant to be a lot like Black Mirror, but I've not checked out yet.
Do you
I
know what
can't
it's
remember.
called?
It's got a really weird name. I don't remember its name to be fair. I've not checked out, but I've
Breaking Bad
heard it's
too.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, man. Any other shows or movies?
What have I got on my list? The only thing I managed to scrap down on TV series was like The Punisher, Netflix original. Love that.
Yeah, Punisher. Yeah,
Mm,
Punisher. I thought was actually pretty solid from what I saw of it. I didn't actually get to finish that either. Because to be honest with you, I think with
mm,
Netflix shows, I really liked the streak of shows like up to
mm.
Luke Cage, but I don't know if I got to talk to you
Right.
about this, but I thought Iron Cage was kind of bad. I mean, sorry, not Iron Cage. Iron Fist was kind of bad, and I
I
thought
didn't watch
Defenders.
Iron Fist and I didn't watch Defenders. But before that,
Well,
I was super hooked on everything else. Like I love Jessica Jones, I love the two Daredevils, I loved everything else, and it's got to that, and I was Luke Cage was pretty good. Um, but then it just got to Iron Fist, and I was a bit like, I'll get around to watching it, and I didn't. And then Iron Fist came, the other one came out, and then I was a bit like, fuck that. And then I thought, oh,
well,
here's Punisher.
well, I don't want to like pique your opinion too much, but in my opinion, Iron Fist was like I thought the other Netflix shows from Marvel were just at a really high level of quality, and then
Yeah, yeah.
Iron Fist like it goes campy, like the acting's just so bad for some reason.
It's
I
not
don't know.
like Gotham, is
I
it?
don't. It's almost to that level,
Oof, shit,
campy,
I don't think I can watch that.
and yeah, no, I mean it's kind of entertaining in a kung fu movie sort of way, but like it
Right.
just seems
Okay.
like a completely different style. And then Defenders, I
Mm.
personally thought was just like okay, so that's why I didn't rush out to see Punisher. But you thought it was really good?
Oh yeah, I really like Punisher. It's really good. It's fucking gory, and everything you would expect from Punisher, basically. you know, good
Yeah.
action.
Is it better than the was it the Thomas Jane movie 2005? That's like the best Punisher thing so far. John Travolta.
Oh,
Is it?
I really like that film. I know it's kind of
Me
one
too.
of those ones. Yeah, I'll say it is better. Like, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
but
I can believe it.
mm, mm. Some was all torn on Punisher, but no, I do like it.
All right, cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I still got to finish. I only saw like the first episode.
I did it in a whole night. I just smashed through it. You know, typical Netflix binge.
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. God. What have I been keeping up with? Oh yeah, that's right. Vikings consumed my life for like the past couple
Yeah.
months. That's
See,
like all
I
I've
love
been watching.
Vikings.
Oh,
I
you
got
do?
up to
Yay!
I'm really far behind though. Because you know, obviously the year you have to wait for it to come out.
Yep.
I want to say season 3 when they failed to take Paris.
That's
And
where everybody stops.
yeah.
Everybody says
It
that.
wasn't because I didn't like it. It's just because I had to wait for a whole year, and then I don't know, you know, life, and then
I totally relate. Yeah.
Then like 2 or 3 seasons have come out, and fucking Ragnar's children are all grown up, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm so far behind.
Yeah, man. I won't spoil anything for you, but I'm up to.
I know
mean,
what happens.
I can't. Yeah, well, it's history. I mean, you could read
Yeah.
about it, but yeah, man, I've gotten up to like the modern season, and I don't think I have a way to watch it right now. But I was catching up through Hulu up till now, and I'm pretty up to date. So I really like Vikings a lot. It's funny because I tried to watch it like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then the girlfriend was like, watch it, and
well, at first I don't know if it was because it kind of felt a little bit like low budgety, cheesy in a sense. But then once I got
first
hooked,
episode.
But once I got hooked onto it, that was it. I was like, oh wow, this is actually really good.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. I'm loving Vikings, man. It's my only gripe with it is that, like, I mean, I like history. I know they kind of meld certain people that didn't live at the same time together for plot purposes, but my biggest problem with it is that sometimes they jump through time so fast, like literally in a season, you'll be watching an episode, and then the next episode, like 3 years go by, and one character is like the actor's different because he's supposed to be a different age, or the other guy's supposed to be much older, but he doesn't look older, and you're like, wait, what? And they don't tell you. They don't say 3 years have passed. You just like you have to keep watching. Like, oh wait. Like times, yeah, it's really weird. Like that's the only thing about the show I don't like.
I hate when shows do that. I don't like when shows do that. That might be a bit jarring when I start watching. Yeah,
it's like, you know, like a show it would normally be like, oh, you know, year this, month this, like, you know, like a title card. Like they don't do that. You're just watching. Wait, has time passed? Oh, it has.
From clips like I've seen it. I don't remember what his oldest son's called, the big tall blonde one, whatever his name is. And then you see like his
Bjorn.
Yeah, that's it, Urine. And then like his other 3 little kids, they're all like grown up and they look like the same age as this dude, but you're thinking he must be like fucking 10, 15 years older than them, but he looks just as young.
Exactly, yes. Yeah. So I guess you haven't gotten up to Ivar yet. Ivar the Boneless?
No, I know I've seen like loads of little like clips on YouTube of him and stuff where he kills his other brother and shit like that, you know.
Oh, oops! So many spoilers on this podcast, man. But
spoilers just no one knows which brother. He's got like 4.
Oh yes, spoilers, people. In Vikings, people do die because they're Vikings. It happens sometimes. Yeah, man.
That winged awesome. Eagle death, whatever the fuck it's called, blood eagle.
Oh yeah, the eagle where they take his lungs out and like pour him out. Oh god, that was brutal looking. Brutal.
Yeah, they've done that a few times, haven't they?
Only to the worst enemies. Like if they really hate him, they do that.
What were your thoughts on what's his name? Is it Applesteed? I used to fucking love that guy. He was amazing.
Oh, Athelstan.
See, sorry, I always call him Applesteed. I don't know why.
Appleseed, Apple Man. No, I can tell you. If you want my theory from what I've like talked to the few people that have watched the show, He's feel God. Like. Well, he is Jesus. He's literally Jesus. He's God. Yeah, exactly. He's the Christian guy trying to bring the Vikings into Christianity. Yeah, he's obviously supposed to be God. But no, in all honesty, I feel like he's a character that I almost wasn't sure I was gonna like him, but he really adds that consciousness and that sense of morality. He's a good person. And he's very like bookish and studied, but he's like that. Well, to use the Full Metal Alchemist reference, if Ragnar's like Ed, he's kind of the Al, you know, he's like, look at this way, keep him calm, you know, and I like him a lot. And I kind of feel that spoilers when he, you know, meets it, I feel like the show kind of takes a different direction and I like it, but I don't like it as much as I used to before he was killed.
definitely lost a certain something to it. I feel like the first time they were going to kill him, like he was going to die. I think like maybe like the writers maybe sort of like went, oh no, maybe we shouldn't kill him because if you remember that scene, it was like he's fucked. How's he going to survive this?
Yeah,
and it was like last minute, like whoop, no, we're going to save you. Like what?
Yeah, there were a couple points where I thought he was going to die. Like he lasted a lot longer than a character in his situation I think would.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's like maybe it's season 2. I can't remember, but there was a point in it where I was thinking, early on, he was definitely going to fucking die. I was like, they must have last minute chose to save him, like plot armor.
I get ratings must have been good with Athelstan. The ladies liked him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but he's a good character. Actually, he's up there. I still think Ragnar is my favorite character, which is another reason why, when he's gone, when the main character gets killed, I'm surprised they kept continuing the show. Like, I think they've got like 100 episodes planned or something crazy like that.
Oh wow!
Like, yeah, I'm like, wow, all right, whatever.
You do half the whole show without him. It's gonna be a bit weird, but
yeah, well, so far it's still been pretty good. But it's people are dying left and right. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to keep it up.
Yeah, and then you got to think of the same like the Vikings didn't exactly go everywhere, so like,
no, I mean that's definitely one thing. Yeah, no, you're right, and I think that's one thing I kind of like about the show is that even though you're following these characters, they're not exactly good people. They're like Vikings; they do raid and hurt people. But and the problem is the Vikings. They kind of talk about it in the show. They were a raiding society, but no society can establish itself just spreading itself too thin and constantly stealing from other people. You can't survive like that because you're spread too thin and everybody hates you.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So so eventually I think what's going to happen is maybe with Rollo, maybe they'll merge with the people in France and people become Christian, and that'll probably be the end of the Vikings. Not that violent, just kind of quiet,
Yeah, someone's got to marry a princess, and whatever the fuck that prophecy was.
Yeah, I think he was gonna do. Oh wait, yeah, I think a couple of people prophesized to marry a princess or something, but that's you know what? I do like the fact Vikings has like some elements of the supernatural too, like their version of Odin, as as he usually is, the guy in the dark cloak. I like that guy. That's awesome when he shows up.
Which kind of sort of like blurs the line with it because you get like that supernatural feel to it, but then at the same time you kind of feel that at some points they're trying to go for like a really realistic, politics war-y kind of thing, and you're a bit like,
and then all of a sudden, magic, evil ghost guy, like what?
Fucking crows and
crows and witches and weird satanic, well, not Norse magic and. Like, and then there's the whole Christian aspect of it, like it's just there's all kinds of like weird stuff going on, even though it's supposed to be this gritty Game of Thrones type show at the same. Maybe that's what they're channeling. Maybe that's why they're doing that.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I guess Game of Thrones went with our lead character kind of the start of it, didn't it?
Yeah, that still makes me a little sad. I mean, I know Sean Bean always has to die, but Ned's still my favorite character. What can I say?
I know he's still my favorite character.
Oh, thank you. And I mean, and he's still dead. He's still very dead.
He's still very, very dead. Oh man!
But you know what? He's short-lived, I've read all the
leaks. I've read all the leaks for the end season. Oh,
don't
I won't say
me anything.
All I'll say
don't
is
say
it. I won't spoil nothing. I'll just say it comes from a very reliable leak thing. That with every season's like said this is what's going to happen, and it's happened to a T before the seasons come out, so I'm like, okay, this is what's going to happen. But yeah, it's going to be fucking epic if this is what really happens.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh man, it's going to be a proper bittersweet ending if these leaks are true.
Man, I was just like, it's one of those things where every time there's a gap with Game of Thrones, I'm like, maybe I won't be as into it this season. But then I'm like, I'm religiously watching every episode, and I'm like, I have to wait until 2019.
Oh no, fucking a year gap.
For like what, 6 episodes or something? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be really short, isn't it?
Unless they make them super long episodes.
I don't know what they could do because they're already an hour long, aren't they? So.
Yeah, I mean, unless they do a special, maybe they'll do like a last 2-hour movie sort of thing or something.
That'd be cool. I mean, they're talking about doing like prequels, aren't they? I can't remember. I really see where it's been a long time since I've watched it. Well, it was been a couple of 6 months or whatever. Sort of the names have gone out of my head, but they're talking about is it like the egg and the something or whatever the other character's called, and that's going to be like a prequel series. Apparently, they're going to do after this one. which is I think it's set before Robert's Rebellion. I want to say that, but my knowledge is sort of like Dwayne because I've not thought about it. You know what? I'm sure Game of Thrones fans in the sections will be going, rah, rah, you've got it wrong.
No, I know what you mean. I can't keep it all straight either. I have to like literally almost watch the whole show again in preparation for a new season every time.
Yeah,
to remember everything that happened. But
so
it's pretty fun stuff. So much information, so much lore. It's great.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's great.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say we've got about another like 8 minutes or so of what I wanted for recording time. So in that 8 minutes, what else would you like to talk about? Yeah, getting down to that line.
God damn, that's quick. Wow, we might go into movies.
Yeah. Okay. Why not?
Wow. What have I? Well, what can we talk about? Well, I know you've watched that Bright. I really like that. Obviously, I'm The Last Jedi, since you're a big Star Wars fan. Since we haven't talked about the controversy there.
Oh yeah, we haven't. Wait. Well, first of all, what did you think of Bright?
I really enjoyed it. I actually did. I thought it was like a really weird sort of like sci-fi training day.
That's actually exactly what it was. Okay, I will admit, to be honest, I will say this. I still don't know if I'd say it's a very good movie, but I did watch it like, with a bunch of people making fun of it, under the influence of alcohol a little. So I can't say that I had the most unbiased opinion, but you liked it. I want to hear that. Honestly, tell me why you liked it. I don't hear that too often, honestly.
To be honest with you, I went in with it with no expectations, and I just enjoyed it. I can't really put my finger on it. I just obviously they could have fleshed out like the lore of these elves and the ogres and all that other shit like a lot more. But for like a small Netflix movie, they kind of did what they had to do in the time they had. But yeah, no, I thought it was really interesting. It kind of reminded me of like the Fables, like comic books in a little bit of a way. So I guess that's kind of why I enjoyed it.
Like an urban fantasy setting.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, you bring like the whole fantasy world to modern stuff.
I think the effects were actually pretty decent for it, to be honest. Like a lot of the prosthetics and stuff were pretty cool. Like I think it looked pretty cool. But I think the story was just really messy, and the message was, I think, kind of confused and super preachy. You know what I mean?
It was. Yeah, I'll give it the whole like prophecy shit was very generic, but for what it was, I enjoyed it. But like I said, it would have been so much better if they had time to flesh out more of the world, because it seemed like
a sequel.
Oh, cool! Because I was going to say it because the whole world seems really, really interesting. I just didn't have enough time to sort of like focus on it.
It's fair. Did you want to talk about The Last Jedi? I feel like I've talked about that one a lot. Okay, well, actually, no. I don't think I heard what you thought about it. What did you think about The Last Jedi?
Now that we've had shit. Now that we've had the second new Star Wars film come out, I can honestly now say they don't need to be fucking made. Because
what do you mean?
Right.
I like it. Well, tell me, please tell me. I think I'm gonna like this.
As a film, right? I wasn't one of these people that bashed it. I thought it was a fucking cool film, right? It's never going to be Empire Strikes Back. It's never going to be A New Hope. It's never going to be the original trilogy. Don't ever go into watching these Star Wars thinking it's going to be that. My whole big problem of why it never needed to be made is that these two films haven't added anything to the original 6 film story. Because like from 1 to 6, it's the rise and the downfall and the rebirth of Anakin Skywalker, the prophecy, the balance to the Force.
Yeah.
And then if I ask if I would cast the fucking directors, I'll go, what have you added to this? You've added nothing. You've added a whole. What is the? This is the thing. I don't understand what the storyline is for these new trilogies. What is it? Can someone? What you've introduced Rey and Kylo Ren, and okay, and it's sort of like is he going to turn? Is he not going to turn? Who's Rey's parents? But what is the story? It doesn't add anything to Star Wars.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're coming up with a point that I think people brought up a lot, but it's just kind of telling the same story again, literally, the rebellion and the Empire again. Like it's saying nothing's changed, Yeah,
and that's it. Nothing's changed, but there's nothing new. There's nothing added onto it. I don't get it. I don't know.
So you think that they just don't need to make any more?
Storyline wise, it doesn't need to be made.
Well, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this because I'm curious. Does that mean you're saying that, in your opinion,
Yeah,
that you think the prequels have more story merit than these new movies?
yeah,
Yeah, they do
yeah.
because
Of course. Yeah.
whether or not you like they did add
Hmm.
something to the universe.
Yeah.
It's true, and
Yeah.
they gave us Darth Maul.
And it gave us incredible lightsaber fights, and if I
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if it was terribly directed or we had Attack of the Clones, we had some fucking cool fights. At least we can take that away from the prequels.
That's one thing that surprised me is
We
that
had that
this last
Mustafar
one there
fight at the
wasn't
end.
really. Yeah, the Mustafar fight was pretty good comparably speaking, but this new one they didn't really have a lightsaber fight. Not really. I mean, they had the one with the guards, but it wasn't like a real standard traditional lightsaber fight. That's the first one to do that, I think.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. But it's just the story. What is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
story?
It's the same. It's the same as the original trilogy, basically. Different
Yeah,
packaging, but it's the same. It's the same. It's the same thing
yeah, but
again.
there's no like redemption of it. I guess there is because you can go, because Kylo Ren doesn't know what the fuck he is. Is he a grey Jedi? Is he in the middle? Is he full dark side? Well, I guess he is now, right? But I guess he is dark
I
side now. But
I don't know. He was the thing I hated the most about the Force Awakens, and then they just
mm,
everyone's like, oh, he's so much more interesting in this one. My biggest issue with him is like, I
he's
guess
more
they are expanding
conflicted.
his character. He's
Mm,
conflicted, but
mm.
he's not an intimidating villain at all.
No, not he hasn't got Vader's presence or Palpatine's presence or anyone's, and then I don't know. There's so many things I could go like Snoke. What the fuck was the point of Snoke unless he's coming back?
I hope I wanted to see Snoke. I liked him because he reminded me of the Emperor. I mean, I know that's
What
completely what he was, but like, I
two
want to
two
find out
years
more
of
about him.
mystery? I know, man. 2 years of mystery of like who's Snoke? Why is he here? Gone. Luke Skywalker comes back after 2 years wait. Oh, what's Luke gonna do? What's gonna happen? Oh, you
Die.
fucking yeah. I don't fucking care about Ren and fucking Kylo.
Well, the theme of the movie was let the past die, and they're trying to say we got
No,
to
I
move.
get
They're
that. Yeah.
trying, but this is the thing that I was thinking about, man. In the movie, they're literally saying, "Okay, this
Mm.
is the message. Move on because we're going to go on to new things, Star
Yeah,
Wars."
yeah. Uh-huh.
But okay, you're killing these characters, but you're telling the exact same story in pretty much every
See,
fashion. Like,
don't call it episode 7, 8, 9. Fucking spin it off. Old Republic. Do whatever you want. Just leave the old fuck.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
The only
yes.
the only
I
good
like
the
what you're
only good
saying.
thing is that we're getting fucking Ewan McGregor, I hope, as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's what I care about. In,
No,
in the Obi-Wan
I
film.
agree with you. I agree with you. I think the reason they're doing that is obviously for marketing purposes to make the most money. They want to go for the trilogy that most people have seen. Most people think of
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Wars, they think of those first movies. I get that, but you're saying what my friends and I are all saying, leave the first movies alone, leave the
Mm.
Skywalkers and Solos alone.
Yep.
Go to the Old Republic. Talk about all those stories that are unconnected, all this other stuff in Star Wars that is so much than
Yeah.
just this basic story. Star Wars is so much more than just this one part of the story. It's like Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings.
Hmm.
Lord of the Rings was just one part of this big story. Like
Exactly.
Star Trek is not just Kirk; it's the whole big story. It's just,
It's a universe.
you got my blood boiling. Yes, it is a
I know.
fictional universe, not just
Hmm.
one. And I know maybe people won't care, but guess what? If they made an Old Republic like
Mm.
adaptation, oh, that would be so epic, so good.
Yeah. All you've got to do is capture the Star Wars magic by doing a completely different storyline, and you've got a whole new trilogy. And it's just don't fucking drag on the coattails of a story that's always already been finished.
I agree. Actually, I actually kind of agree with that. I agree. Let leave it separate. Do something completely different. I agree.
Yeah.
I do actually. To be honest, I do agree. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to talk about quick?
Oh shit.
That went on longer, but I'm enjoying it. So we
Oh
maybe
man,
we'll
see, I was
4 minutes.
going to bring up the new Blade Runner film, but you said you only had 8 minutes. Another film that I felt didn't need to be made.
Actually, okay, wait. Man, you're. Oh, all right. I'm gonna break my rule because I haven't talked to you in so long. Okay,
Right.
okay, all right. Blade Runner 2049.
Mm.
All right. I'm gonna tell you this, and before I hear your review, I'm gonna tell you what I
Hmm.
thought about it in the short and sweet.
Hmm.
I liked it better than the original, personally.
Ooh, that's interesting. Um, hmm. See, Blade Runner's like one of these films for me that when I watched it as a kid, I didn't appreciate it, and I found it really fucking boring. And then I guess my year, if it, like a fine wine, it got better. Um, Even though it's still quite dry and slow for me, and the pacing was a bit off, I still really enjoyed it. Like I love the whole concept of Decker and the replicants and the whole message
Androids
of
again.
the android dreams and what's real and extended life. I loved it after that. I was like, oh wow, this new one. I just don't know. It like Star Wars. It for me didn't really add anything to the story. And if you bring in Decker back, you're still sort of like throwing that question in the air: is Decker like a hybrid replicant? Is he a human? What the fuck is he? He somehow has a child with a replicant, and I'm just like, okay, so we've established that he has a kid, and we're going to find the kid, and okay, well, unless we're going to get a third film,
30 years from now.
yeah, like I still, even if they did make a third film, it's like I don't know, like what the fuck are you going to do with this child replicant as a human thing? Like,
all right.
Like,
well,
I mean, I'll say this before because I did bash it a bit.
Go ahead.
I loved the whole atmosphere. I loved the world. I loved all the visuals, and that was amazing. Like, that blew me away. Like I fucking love that post-apocalyptic world they did, and the futuristic parts of it. Brought me back to my childhood. I loved it. All that was great. Storyline.
All right. Well, all right. Going
Ryan
off
Gosling,
of that, I mean, you're not a fan of Ryan Gosling?
I think he's
ridiculous.
Oh man, so I want to like him, but I think he's like paint dry, and he literally has no, as an actor, he has no charisma and no personality, and I just find him to be so blank. He's like,
maybe that's why they cast him as a replicant.
Well, yeah, okay, that's a good point.
well, okay, I'll go off of this. I think it's interesting because I don't think you're entirely wrong. I think that much like the first Blade Runner, this was trying to tell its own story, but I think it was trying to be condensed and not add a whole lot onto Decker. I think Decker's whole storyline was kind of the worst thing about the new one, because I personally found the idea of what this new company's trying to do, create the perfect replicants and mass produce them, this guy playing God and this other guy trying to figure out, like, who am I? What's my purpose? Right, am I human even though I'm a replicant? Yeah, the fake memories. And that twist, the fact that they decided not to do the twist they were kind of teasing with him and made it about something else, I think was probably the biggest misstep of the movie, personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, dude, when we were watching it in the movie, like, I agree with you. I think the atmosphere, the music, the effects, it felt like Blade Runner. It was really cool. I was immersed. I liked being in the world from that perspective. But the stories about this character, who I honestly got invested in his story, and by the end of the movie, his story doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. He was just a plot point to get these two people together. I'm like, so this whole thing we watched with his whole thing, I mean, it felt kind of empty at the end, and maybe that's what they were going for.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have followed him, but this comes from a biased perspective, because even though I'm a big sci-fi guy, I've never been a huge fan of the original Blade Runner. Probably for a lot of the same reasons you said, and a lot of people do, about it being kind of slow. But I think that Blade Runner is important for the atmosphere, the cyberpunk themes, the music, the setting. Definitely, influenced Akira and all that stuff. Absolutely. But yes, but the main story, the main characters, I never found them to be that interesting personally. I never thought Blade Runner was about the story. It was about the atmosphere. It was about the world, about the ideas, not the actual plot and characters. Exactly. Yeah. And so I think that in that sense, this Blade Runner was perfect, if not better, but it also kind of had the same problems where the story kind of didn't really go anywhere. So I had mixed feelings about it, but I really liked the stuff about Blade Runner that they did again, but just better in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can agree. But I was kind of disappointed that Batista died at the very beginning, because the more we sort of unraveled, you kind of realized that, oh shit, he was like a really good fucking, well, not person, but he was a replicant, right? You thought, wow, this replicant that's meant to be like a killing machine had like a real heart, and the whole thing where he buries the person in the ground. I was thinking, I'd really like to have seen more of this character. You killed him off in fucking 2 minutes.
Exactly. Too much money, I guess. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was being made or something.
Yeah, he's raking in the big bucks now.
Yeah, I know. Just does what he wants.
No more fucking Man of the Iron Fist for you, Dave.
No more wrestling. Yeah.
No. He'll come back one day, sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, when he's done with movies. Did The Rock ever come back? Rock came back sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Right?
Rock. He came back for like WrestleMania 29, and I think it was 28 and 29 or 27. I don't know what the fuck it was. One of those for John Cena, 2 in a row.
Well, oh, yeah, that's cool. Well, all right. Well, that's Blade Runner. Anything else to sweep by me? Extend the
Shit.
MerlinCast.
All right, yeah, man. I will. Right. Well, because it's an 80s film. Was it an 80s film? Fuck, it might have been a 90s film. I could be wrong here. The It remake. That's the one thing I wanted to bring up. I've recently just watched that finally.
What did you think about it?
I actually really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to part 2.
Nice. No,
Really enjoyed it.
bringing the themes of the book to life, really real. Really see. I thought the original. I think you're almost right. I think the first one was 1990, actually.
Yeah, I think so. And it was part 2 92. Like it was like a special movie kind of thing, wasn't it?
I think it was like 90, 91, something like that. It was right on the line. I think
like
a lot of people liked it. It was a TV miniseries, actually.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. I remember I had it with like VHS.
It was long, I think that it was a little campy. I think people like it, but they might like it for the wrong reasons. Tim Curry. Yeah. Tim Curry's great. This one, I think they really tried to capture what the books were really like, which was terrifying. You know what I mean? Just really good stuff.
Yeah, I thoroughly. Have you ever read the Stephen King book? I don't remember its name now. About the guy that goes back in time and he like assassinates JFK or some shit like that. And then like,
I'm actually reading that one now. It's like 11/23/63 or something like that. The day Kennedy got killed. Yeah.
I want to see that get made into a movie. I'm just saying, Stephen King, go on it.
They did. They made a miniseries for it. Yeah, with James Franco.
Oh, Franco, fuck off, did they? What's it called? It's the same name.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's the same name. It was through like Amazon or Hulu or something. Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm gonna have to watch that then.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't see it, but I heard it was good. Yeah.
Oh wow, getting bang on that.
Do you see the Dark Tower though?
No, just because of. Didn't look great from the trailers.
It was okay. I mean, if you go into it saying they got to condense the series this long into this movie, I mean, I guess it was okay.
Oh shit! Did you ever watch The Stand, like special TV like movies?
Dude, I love that book. That's one of my favorite Stephen King epics. That movie, I think I liked it when I was a teenager, but it's so cheesy. Like, it's so bad, man.
To be fair, I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but it's probably aged terribly.
Yeah, like I remember even when I watched it when I was younger, it seemed a bit cheesy. But I mean, I think it's kind of sad because Stephen King honestly has some really epic stuff that happens in his books, and he only gets these TV movie budgets from like the early '90s. Like, there's only so much you can do,
which is insane. Like the amount of books he sells, you'd think he'd get like so many movies.
Me too. Yeah, I don't get that either. He has gotten some big ones, but I thought Dreamcatcher was pretty good. Actually, that was decent.
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched that in a very long time.
It's not bad. It's a little corny at some points, but the monsters were pretty creepy. I thought, I don't know, iffy.
I was wondering why a light came on to the side of me. I was like, what the fuck?
Somebody's home.
Yeah. Ooh. Have you ever watched the Kingsman's movies? That's one thing I wrote down.
All right. I actually did see Kingsman, Golden Circle, and the previous one. I like the Kingsman movies, dude. I like them.
Cool,
I like because I mean I always liked James Bond films growing up and seen most of them. And the Kingsman movies, I feel like they take that James Bond style, but they add like a fun comic booky element. They don't take themselves too seriously, but they still have good stories at the same time. It's fun, honestly. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
You?
No, I've really, I've probably couldn't put it better. Yeah, I've recently just watched the second one. I loved it. I thought it was well because the first one I went into it, another thing with like no expectations. I thought, it's going to be a bit crap, but I was really pleasantly surprised by how good they were. I was like, wow, these are fucking cool.
Nice.
I'm actually really looking forward to a third one. Yeah.
How did you feel about the interpretation of the American Secret Service, the Cowboys?
Tallahassee, yes.
Was that appropriate?
It's I did like the fact that my boy Oberyn from Game of Thrones came back as the main villain.
Yep, actually, yeah. Another spoiler.
Oh well.
It's been on for months. Get over it, right?
Oh yeah, shit. It's been out for like a year or two.
Has it been that long? Yeah, I guess it
think
came
so.
out in the summer. Yeah. Okay.
Oh man,
God,
maybe
time
it's
flies.
it does. Oh, his death. Great.
Yeah, man. He came with the list, dude. I was not prepared.
I know. I told you I got the list. The last movie that I've recently watched was like Justice League. I like finally got around to watching that.
I don't know if you watched my video about it, but I think Justice League was okay. Which, as you might know, I think is the worst thing a movie can be. Is just okay. I would rather have it be awesomely bad or fantastic. But it was just,
See, my problem is I'm not the biggest DC comic fan, so I kind of feel like, was Superman too overpowered for all the other characters, or was that just generally how he is in the comics? Because
that's generally how he is in the comics.
See, but then it's kind of like what I don't like about it. You know what I mean? Because like when you have that scene where they bring him back and shit, he was like so above absolutely everybody. I kind of just stopped caring. It's like, well, who cares now?
I know you got Superman. You don't need anybody else.
Yeah. What's the point in the whole group?
Exactly. That's why I like the cartoon, the Justice League show, because they kept him more balanced with everybody.
Yeah, because I've watched a couple of those like cartoon episodes, and it kind of felt like he was like Green Lantern, maybe had to keep up with him, and Wonder Woman. But in this, it just felt like everyone was like 10 levels below him. I was like, oh, but this guy's just going to destroy everything. And then the villain was just like, wow, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah, and they didn't even have like, I mean, the original idea was to use Darkseid, which I'm glad they didn't do for the first movie. So this guy is literally just a henchman guy, you know. So
he's like Ultron fodder.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Ultron Zero.
The one thing I didn't like was that he was basically faster than the Flash, and there's always this debate like, oh, who's quicker and shit, and it was like, wow, it's clearly Superman.
Well, you know, it does vary depending on writer, but the way I always look at it, Superman's got all the ridiculous powers. He's so powerful. He's got everything. The Flash is the fastest man alive. That's the one thing he's got over Superman is he's faster, significantly. Sometimes people say just a little bit or a lot, but he is faster. I'm saying it here. He's got to be. And in that one, in the movie, he was like very close, but Flash was a little bit faster.
Oh, do you feel? So I feel like Superman, like if he would have stepped up a gear, would have probably just smoked him.
maybe, yeah.
Because if you remember that scene where he saves all the little Russian hillbillies in the car, and then he saves like a whole building of people or some shit, and he's like just as quick.
Yeah, that was kind of funny actually. That was funny. Yeah, I mean, so did you hate it or did you not like it or was it okay?
I had the same opinion you. I thought it was an okay average film. It wasn't nothing special. Yeah,
which I mean, and I feel like a Justice. Yeah. I don't know. Suicide Squad kind of annoyed me more, but it's about the same level, I think.
Well, I'd say Justice League was better, but
yeah. Justice League was more fluid, but I guess Suicide Squad had a lot more energy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Probably more interesting characters in a weird way. I don't know how they made the Suicide Squad more interesting than fucking Batman and Wonder Woman and all the characters they had, but they somehow fucking botched that.
And man, that was my big thing is that, I'm a fan, I'm a big DC fan, and I think spending years hoping for a Justice League movie and for it to finally come out and it's just kind of okay it's the Justice League movie. It should have been like an Avengers level type thing.
Well, that's what happens when you don't set up 10 years of characters.
When you're trying to play catch up, that's right. We've been saying it for years, and it's still bringing us the same results. Saying it for years. Just take your time, and we'd love it. We're still gonna watch the movie. Just take your time.
I really enjoyed Wonder Woman movie. I thought that was fucking great.
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman was good. Wonder Woman was really good. I thought that was awesome.
Fuck, what
Do
else
that
they brought
again.
out as standalone? Yeah, yeah. Did they do any other standalone fucking DC films?
No. There was Man of Steel back in like
Oh yeah, Man of Steel.
2013,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had Batman versus Superman, which is was a
Oh,
great movie.
all right.
And then they did Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman, and that was it. And then he had Justice League.
Oh god. Also, because oh, fuck me. It's like because you got Aquaman coming out and you got Cyborg coming out, and I'm guessing you're getting a Flash coming out and all this shit. It's like I kind of don't care now because now I know that Superman's just so fucking above him.
Why isn't he there with them, right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you just ruined it. Can't you put some
Yeah,
nerfing on Superman?
they got to bring him down somehow. I don't know. I think their handling of Superman's been kind of uneven personally, but that's
Yeah.
just me.
Hmm. You got to keep this at least slightly a little bit close in terms of strength. I don't know. At least some of them.
Yeah, that way it makes all the characters with different powers kind of stand out. Like there's a different reason for them all to be there.
Yeah, and there's no threat if he's too strong.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, you kept me going for about an hour here, I think. So I'll tell you what. Run down the list real quick. I want to cover everything, but we got to wrap it up, buddy.
Oh, you want me to bring up the next one? Shit, all right. I've only got one film left on the old list now.
Oh, well, perfect then. What is it?
I don't know if you've seen it. Jigsaw. Like, was it Saw 8? See that?
Oh no, I did not. But was it worth seeing? I think I stopped watching the Saw movies after the fourth one.
Yeah. Oh God. How do I put this? I thought the first one amazing, but then I just felt like the plot got really dragged out and convoluted, and this one kind of feels like they wanted to, well, yeah, they did reboot it, right? So I actually really enjoyed it. I thought this was a really solid Saw film, but the whole way that they try and bring back, I think his name's John Kramer, right? Jigsaw.
I think so.
Yeah. Do I go into spoilers? Do I spoil it?
Well, Dad, the spoilers have been coming left and right this whole time. Yes, if you haven't seen Jigsaw, he's got to spoil it now. Go ahead.
Fuck it. If you ain't seen Jigsaw, well, fuck it. Right. So anyway, yeah. So the way that they hold, so even though they call it Jigsaw, it's not actual Jigsaw, right? So the whole way that they're now going to do the franchises is they go, oh, by the way, Jigsaw had an apprentice. Oh, did he? Another one, but this one's been with him since day one.
But he's had, he's had a couple. That's not really new.
No. Yeah, but this is like okay, we'll get into it. So his new apprentice is the guy that messed up like his cancer brain scan sort of like things, and he did it accidentally. And Jigsaw puts him in one of his very first original game, right? And he pulls him out of the game because he kind of feels like, okay, you don't deserve to die. Because this was an honest mistake, because he punishes like bad people for doing bad things, right? So he kind of felt bad for this dude, like I shouldn't have done this to you. So he pulls him out, and then he obviously teaches him all the way how to create traps and and then this guy wants his revenge on someone that ends up, winds up killing his wife, sort of shit. So it's kind of like, okay, so we're pulling out another fucking apprentice that we've never heard of out of the woodworks to continue the story. But apart from that, I actually quite enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good. It was just
the gore up to the same standards?
Yeah. Your typical crazy fucking saw traps that chop people to pieces.
All right. Well, you know what? You said you think the first one's the best. How would it rank in comparison to all the rest of them, you think? Is it at the same level or no?
Man, it's hard to rank them. You know what? I would put it at number 2. I'd probably put it the second best.
Really?
Second or third. It's a bit of a tough call there, but yeah, I might go with second.
Huh. Wow.
Because I thought the plot twist on the first one was fucking incredible. Like I thought it was genius, where he just stands up at the end.
That made me so mad. I remember watching it the first time and I was like, what? He was there the whole time? What? He's like, yeah, it's time now. No, I know it has its detractors, but I still think the first Saw film is a pretty awesome, unique, low budget horror movie. It's pretty intense. it kind of definitely goes off the rails pretty fast with the sequels, though. Like they're entertaining, but they're not really good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It
Um,
suffered from the old 90s slasher films, didn't it? You know, just rinse and repeat the same formula. But this has
mhm.
got like a twisty, complicated plot in a sense, if you want to say that. And when you're getting like 8 films out of it, you've got to really stretch it. So it got worse and worse. But no, this, if you want to call it a reboot, I guess you could. No, I really enjoyed it. It was really cool. You should check it out.
I'll be honest. I might.
You don't need to watch the others. Basically, you really don't need to watch any of the other films.
Well, yeah, if it's a reboot, yeah, I'll check it out because I was interested actually, but I wasn't sure if I was like so far at that beyond it because I hadn't seen the last couple. But no, I actually might check it out now. I'm interested.
Yeah, you could literally watch one and then jump all the way to Jigsaw. I mean, anything in between really wouldn't matter.
Huh? Cool. I will take that into account. All right, man. Well, you know what? You made this last longer than I planned it, but you know what? That's okay because it's been a while since we really had a one-on-one talk. Actually,
it has. It's been a long time.
Like, I think actually I'm gonna try and see because I don't remember. When's the last time you and I did like a call one-on-one? Was it when I interviewed you the last time?
Yeah, that must have one-on-one. It must have been that. Yeah, because the last time we talked was like with Hero, and that was like when we said like what was it like 4 or 5 months ago? Well, we didn't even record anything. We just chatted the shit.
Yeah, that's cool too, man. I mean, that's, to be honest with you, that's like kind of part of the reason I'm doing this is like I'm trying to do 2 birds with one stone, like hang out with people that I haven't talked to in a long time, but also have a video for my channel. I'll be honest, I'm trying to do both, you know, like fuck it, you know. but no,
yeah, right.
honestly, man, no, it's cool, cool chatting with you. Before we wrap up, any final things you want to talk about, or just leave us thoughts with, or anything?
Nah, man, shit.
Talk to everything. That you got to the whole list. I'm gonna, okay. If we do one of these again, I'm gonna be like, okay, man, you can have your list, but pick like a few things because my goal, my subscribers tell me my podcasts are too long. I'm trying to keep them small, but they're like, no, this one's done now.
Yeah,
but
we went balls deep. We fucking covered everything.
Yeah, we did. Oh yeah, old school reference, man. But happy to have you on here again, man.
Thanks,
hope I have you on. No problem. I'm happy to have you on again, and hope you come on as a guest at some point. I will definitely be.
How did we not talk about Full Metal Alchemist?
I brought it up once. I brought up the metaphor briefly. Okay, all right. All right. You know what? Wait. All right. Full Metal Alchemist, go.
See, all I'm going to say is that we need to review. We need to review those singular episodes all the way through.
Do you want to do that? Oh,
yeah, man. It's fucking awesome.
Wait.
I had this idea, like, I don't know, maybe we could do it like once a week. Fucking, we watch an episode, fucking get our thoughts, talk about it, and then we'll just go all the way through the series. And we're doing original FMA. We're not doing fucking Brotherhood.
Thank you. Well, all right. Well, I was wondering, like, what we could do. We'll have to talk about it. But if you're serious, I like that idea because I thought about doing a single episode reviews of that show again. But if you want to do that with me, that would be awesome.
To be fair, I bought that 250 quid limited edition box set.
You did.
And I need a reason to watch it.
Well, if you pull it out, man, I mean, we could figure out how we do it. But you know what we could do? We could do a mega podcast going through every single episode.
We could.
That would be, how long would that fucking be?
Long. Nah. We could shit. Because what is it? It's 62 episodes, if I remember rightly. We might have to like break it down into like blocks of 5. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I'll have to watch it again, but I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, because I've needed an excuse to watch it for a while now. It's been.
You don't need an excuse to watch Full Metal Alchemist, man.
I don't, but I mean, I think it's at least been like 5 years since I've watched it, and that's too long.
Especially you're due again. You got to give it another go. No, well, let me know if you crack it open, and we'll see if we can get some videos up about it. That'd be pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the Full Metal Alchemist love. We gotta get on it.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll be on the lookout for your new channels, and I'll, when you bring it up, I'll try to promote it, and Yeah, man. Until next time, I guess I'll see you around.
We will. We'll do it again soon.
Hopefully it won't take like another year.
Yeah, right.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching, listening, and stay magical.